Hello and welcome. My name is Saif Khan and I'll be your instructor throughout this course. So now I presume that you have already installed the Unity software, and soon after you have installed that thing, we will have this Unity hub over here. And all we have to do is to just open this thing to open the Unity software. Let me press double click it, and then as you all can see, we have this project. I have this projects over here. You might not have these things because if you're new to this thing, that means you haven't done any kind of project, and that's fine. We will go ahead and create a new project. All you have to do is to press this options and choose the F version, the one which has F in it. So this is the version that I have. You might have a 2020 version, as I've showed you in the previous videos. So let me choose this thing, and soon after that it will ask us to give a project name. So that means this is the name of the game that we will be making. So now for now I'll just give the name as something like example game, or maybe example. I'll just leave it as example, and these are the templates. So that means if you are making a 2D game, we have to choose this thing as 2D, and if you are making a 3D game, we have to use this 3D. For now we will be choosing this 3D. So let's choose this thing, and this is the location that our game will be saving on. So if you are making a very big game like GTA 5 or something like that, then I recommend you all to save your game where there is a lot of free storage available. So I'm using this local disk D for now. You can go ahead and use anything you want. So all you have to do is just to press create, and Unity will do all its magic and configure our project for us. So let's wait for it, and I'll come back as soon as this finishes up. So as you all can see, when that thing boots up, we will see the software. And now please do not feel overwhelmed by seeing all of these things. I know these things are new for you, but that's fine. So this is the Unity software. It will have the scene where we will be working on making the game design, where we will be designing the game, and this is the game where we will be testing our game, and this is the asset store. We'll see about this a little later on as we move on forward in the videos. So this is the scene, and inside the sample scene over here we have something called main camera. So when I choose this main camera, inside the inspector we have something called transform. So transform, just see this thing, transform. When I catch this thing, this arrow, little arrow over here, blue arrow, as you all can see, the values are changing. So these are like X, Y and Z axis. So if you all have ever worked with graphs, you might have worked with X axis and Y axis. So this is the Z axis. This is used for moving forward and backward. This is basically used in 3D, 3 dimension basically means X, Y and Z axis. So I suppose you have seen about this thing, X and Y axis. Let me just go ahead and do that in order to show you all. So this is the Y axis. When I drag this Y axis, the value will increase, and when I put it down, the Y value will decrement. And this is the X axis, move right and left and right and left. Anyways, this inspector basically means when I choose this directional sunlight is just like a sun, as you all can see. If you all have ever seen sun in a game, so this is how it is made by using a directional sunlight, and this is the main camera. So this is basically the attributes of this camera. Now if you all have, you might be wondering what is this camera and why is this camera used for. I'll explain it to you all. If you all have ever played a GTA game, over here as you all can see this GTA, we have this player over here. His name is Michael, I guess. So there is some kind of camera showing this guy. So this camera is this thing. We will use this thing to follow our player, our main player, and as you all can see, we have something called game over here as well. And this is the game. This is where we will see this thing. Here we can test out our game by playing it out. And this is the asset store. I will speak about that little later on. And these are the game assets, the project assets. So we have something called assets in it. We have this sample scene that we are currently on. And now I just want you all to show how can we make these things, these buildings and this car and stuff. We can use this asset store. I mean, like, use a car, search for a car. And as you all can see, we can get free cars. That's another way of using it. And now if I want to make a cube, we have something called game objects over here. All we have to do is just to press this game objects and press 3D. So we have this cube over here, and this cube will have its attributes. It will have a collider that will collide with other stuff in the gaming world, and we have its position. And in order to make the position to 0, 0, 0 to the origin, all we have to do is just to press this settings button, the transform side, and press reset. So this will move to the 0th side. And now if I want to move the scene's camera to this thing, I can basically use two of these things to move to the cube. So I can either press Ctrl Alt together, and as you all can see, when I press Ctrl Alt, the tool is changed, and I'll just use the mouse to click, and I will drag this thing, and I'll zoom this thing by using a roller of the mouse. So now as you all can see, we have different types of tools over here. We can use this thing to rotate. As you all can see, when I rotate this thing is rotating over here. The values are changing here as well. And this is used for resizing, scale tool, and this is a rectangle tool that is used in 2Ds or for making menu items or stuff like that. Let me press Ctrl Z. Now this is back where it was. This is used for this is a moving tool, and in order to move from here and there, we can use a mouse roller to move left and right in this way, or I can use Ctrl Alt and press the left click button and move here and there. And if I want to make a 360, I can use a right click of my mouse and use this thing in this way. This is not a game scene. Game scene is this thing. So now in this video, at the end of this video, we'll be making our very first game. So now let's grab our camera, and if I don't wanna go to the camera, all I have to do is just to press this camera, highlight this camera, and press F, and this thing will go directly to my camera. And as you all can see in the game scene, we can see this guy over here, and I can basically see the camera preview. It is just equal to this guy in this way, as you all can see. So to make our very first game, all we have to do is to press this play button. When I press this play button for the very first time, it might take some time, but now it didn't for me, and boom, as you all can see, congratulations for making a very first game. I know that this is so dumb, but then we will learn as we move on forward. We'll be making very cool games as we move on forward. As you all can see, when I press the stats, we have all sorts of stats over here. We have the FPS, CPU, batches, and stuff like that. This is used when you are making a very graphical game. So that means you might note down the FPS in your game. So now we won't be using this thing, and that's pretty much it, guys. That's it for this video, and in the next video we will be seeing the visual code, the scripting side of our Unity software. So see you all there.